Welcome to Big Brother Crazy. I'm screwed that up. Welcome to Crazy Hank, the Big Brother edition. I'm joined by Big Brother expert JP from New Jersey. How's it going, JP?
Jack, are you conspiring against me?
I am. I am conspiring against you.
Okay.
That was the theme of last night, right? I do like the hat you're wearing, though. Are you on vacation?
I'm at summer camp this week.
Oh, summer camp. Nice.
Yes.
Nice. You haven't. Where's Obi and David at? They're at extended.
They're at Camp Comeback.
Camp Comeback. I got confused with Survivor because it's kind of like Survivor. Have like Edge of Extinction and all the other stuff that they do. So there's going to be 4 people that have a chance to get back in the game.
Yeah, they're at Camp Comeback. I'm at Camp Can't Catch a Break with Anything.
Well, I gotta be honest. This is my second full week of watching Big Brother. Interesting. I didn't watch any behind the streaming stuff, but there was some interesting stuff. I guess it happened behind the scenes. The streaming. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I every so often I'll check out the internet to see what the public is saying because I don't have access to the 24/7 live feeds.
Right.
I like the show, but not that much. But evidently, there's a big article that I ran into where Jack, aka Aquaman, and this is not a knock to Aquaman. We know that Aquaman is a true hero, but evidently Jack has been saying some negative things towards some of the people in the house. I know that he's article is basically they almost want to say that he's coming off as a racist. He's been saying a lot of negative remarks towards Kemi. It's very I can't believe what I'm reading here, so I'm gonna kind of leave it at a PGG level and let you find it on your own. But I see even about Jessica, he's referred to her as Consuela. He's this one I don't even like. He's said about Jessica that he's just flirting with her so that she feels good about herself.
Nice. Oof. So so basically the guy we're seeing on live is not this. He's having trouble pretending. He can't be. What am I trying to say? He can't pretend 24 hours a day, right? Because they're on camera 24/7.
Right, and I mean, from what I've seen in the past, if something like this really, really gets out there, the show will kind of find a way to work it into the episode.
Okay.
If if a person behind the scenes has a nervous breakdown, but the live feed is just talking about it all over the place, it does kind of get worked into the episode. You can't develop a character. You can't portray a character on the show knowing full well behind the scenes this person is going Russell Hantz on everybody.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. It's I know in the past there have been seasons where somebody had said something derogatory, and in the real world, it's cost them a job. It's cost them something personal in their lives.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's the I guess the disadvantage if you go on this show. It is 24/7. I mean, you're being watched.
Right.
And I guess people just forget that they're on camera, or their true personalities. They can't hide it.
Now, being from Jersey, I'm not aware of anybody that's ever done anything that's painted Jersey in a bad light.
Well, I know the producers warned Jack. I did read that, where
yes.
they warned him about what he was saying and some of the threatening tones, I guess, because he's to Kimmy. I don't have the exact quote in front of me, but it's something about I want to punch a mud hole, or it was some saying I'd never heard before.
I've seen him say he's gonna mess this effing bitch up. I'm trying to paraphrase a quote here. But in regards to her being possibly nominated as a backdoor, He's saying it won't even be a backdoor. It's like, B, you're gonna effing go up there and play the veto, but I'm gonna F you up anyway. God, dude, she gets me so hyped. I effing hate blank. And at this point, it looks like whatever the feed was to that room in the live broadcast 24/7 got cut off. So
Really?
I think producers had to maybe even step in and tell them to tone it down a little bit.
I mean, it was only a week. I mean,
Yeah, well,
it's only been,
it's only been a week. I mean, the show's been on for a week, but they've actually, I think the last day that I saw posted in the episode was, I think it was day 12. I know that they're in the house, I believe, for at least a week before the episodes start to air.
oh, really?
Yes.
So they're already under each other's skin a week beforehand.
Right. Right.
But still, I mean, to get that violent and that angry 12 days in, I don't know. We think of him as this nice, happy-go-lucky, but we saw a little bit of it last night when he was going at Christie. You know, this is what we want to do. This is what we want to do. This is what he's one of those guys you see, like, I'll keep venturing, Survivor, the guy that wants to take charge,
right,
but doesn't want to hear anybody else's point of view.
Right. It's in my opinion, it's too early in the game to try to control somebody's HOH.
Right.
It's too early in the game to try to control somebody's power of veto. I mean, what I always felt works best is to just kind of go under the radar.
Yeah.
You know, play a very, very strong social game, make friends, but still you want to just play under the radar there.
Yeah, because it did seem like because Christie was not having it, she didn't like it that he was coming out. So maybe this is maybe it was more of the personality he showed on the 24-hour feed that people are saying that, okay, this guy's not the friendly, happy-go-lucky guy that we think he is.
Right. I think. I mean, personally, I think first opportunity they get, they should look to take him out because, again, I mean, it's very apparent that even though a lot of people don't know about the Grateful alliance,
yeah,
there's obviously an alliance that everyone is seeing between Jack and Mickey, and that's again too early in the game to have something like that.
What, they having 8 alliance?
You know, a strong alliance like that, and we're even already starting to see that crumble.
Right.
An alliance like that, if it goes under the radar, they can make it very, very far. But again, Jack putting himself out there and trying to control everything, it's a very, very dangerous move on his part.
Yeah, I agree. But I would not, when I saw they're going to go for 8, I go 8. I go, so you want half the. So they start with 16 contestants, right?
Right.
So you want to get the majority. I get that, but to have 8 people this early trying to agree on everything, I thought they should have stayed with the 6 myself.
I think I said this last time. I think your best move is play along with an alliance, but you have to kind of also set yourself up with other alliances in case one alliance starts to crumble.
I agree. I mean, you have Isabella that she's kind of floating back and forth between,
right?
And she became good friends with Kimi. So, I don't know. I saw. I go 8. I go, God, that's just. I go, like you said, already you see cracks in it where Jack has kind of put a, and then you had Jackson. What are we calling him? Mickey. I'm not gonna have a house romance. Not gonna have a house romance with Catherine. But what happens? He's having a romance with Catherine, who they wanted to vote out, and then somehow she survived.
They just flipped on that. Yeah. No, it's the romances occasionally work out. I mean, hey, it worked out for Rachel Riley. She got married.
Yeah, I get it, but it just, again, you're playing a game, and Kat has already said that she could play him.
It's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Exactly. I mean, you said it's 99 days of being in this house, and I was glad to see Cliff didn't go home or go to Camp Comeback.
I like that they're seeing that he's, it's he's not going to hurt anybody's game, so there's no reason to, to vote him out.
No,
That was
he's playing a very like, hey, I'm going to go with the flow type thing.
he's almost like I'm trying to think of what his name was on Survivor, who Boston Rob took all the way to the end.
Oh, Philip Shepard.
Philip Shepard,
Well, he's not as out there as Philip Shepard.
Right. Well, I love his expression. I love his expressions, and I love his choice of clothing.
I did want to talk about a couple of the challenges. The smelly challenge.
Yes.
That Ovi won. That didn't actually pay. It didn't help him, I guess. But I was like, oh God, that might have made me sick. That challenge.
I was watching them gag, and that was I kind of had to turn away every time somebody was starting to choke up on something there.
Yeah, I have no problem with watching people throw up, but I was imagining myself trying to smell these like bobcat urine and vomit and all this. I go, oh my God! I go, it's 500,000. Okay, so that's what I would have to keep telling myself. It's 5. It's nasty.
I feel bad for the person who had to put the challenge together and actually go out there and smell all that stuff.
I didn't even think about that. Man, but Ovi, turns out it didn't. He got screwed over on the veto.
Well, and that's, I was, before we went on the air, I was actually trying to find something as to whether or not Ovi gets to hang on to that power should he come back into the House after week 4.
I would think so.
Me too.
But like I said, I thought he made a mistake telling Jack and Mickey about it.
Yeah,
because that could go against him. If, like I said, you have some kind of power. I mean, it turns out it was a 12-0 vote. I mean, he didn't. Cat didn't even get a vote. But to me, if you're telling someone you have some power, I'm going to vote you out.
Yeah, and I agree. I definitely think it was a mistake. I mean, he should have known from just walking around the house and campaigning that he probably wasn't going to survive the week. And I think that's still, I mean, obviously he did not know he was going to get a second chance.
Right.
So at that point, I kind of want to just keep it in my back pocket. And, if there's a shot that I'm going to come back, maybe just keep it there so that I can use it to my advantage down the road. But,
yeah, like I said, to me, if you give that information out, like I said, I don't know where the mindset was. I didn't know, if it was already 12-0. Did Jack and Mickey go back and say, okay, this guy has power, we got to get rid of him? They were making it seem like, oh, we want because Mickey goes, I want that power, I want that power. But I don't know. I felt bad for Obi because he kind of got screwed in the whole. But I guess that's the deal. I mean, it just.
One thing I know about Big Brother is the promises are never kept. I mean, you're gonna say whatever you can just to save your butt that week.
Well, it's like the hugging. The hugging, I've noticed that even the people get voted out. Oh yeah, sorry. We just voted 12-0 to vote you out. Oh, let's give you a hug. Goodbye. I don't want you. Just voted 12. You just skunked me. And 12-0. You want me to give you a hug? But I guess you got to play the game because now he's got a chance to get back in. So he's got to be. Oh yeah, it was no hard feelings, But like even David said, he goes, no, I got hard feelings.
Yeah, he's pretty straightforward. I like that.
I like that. He goes, no, he goes, Jackson voted me out, or Mickey, or whatever we want to call him, and I'm gonna go after him. I did like the challenge where they had to catch like an onion, a meatball,
the food fight.
The food fight. The meatball looked kind of dangerous because it looked like a few guys. I don't know if they were wearing cups or not, but they took the meatball in a sensitive position. It was a sensitive spot.
When was the last time you wore a cup to spaghetti and meatballs dinner?
I've never done it, so I guess I'd be laying there for a while. I felt bad for Cliff. I was like, "Come on, Cliff, catch a strawberry, Cliff. It's a strawberry. Catch something."
Yeah, that was actually a fun challenge. I like the messy challenge. You know, there's two challenges that I like on Big Brothers. I like the messy challenges, and then I like every so often they'll do a good stamina challenge. I know years ago they had a challenge where all they had to do was sit there and keep their thumb on a button. And
Oh, really?
if you let your thumb off the button, you're out. So you're talking this challenge went on for I think I want to say close to 24 hours. I mean, people,
Wow, really?
pee breaks and stuff like that. So, but those are fun. Those are definitely fun. But this was good. I like the food fight challenge. So far, I like the whole summer camp theme.
Yeah,
You know,
like I said, it's good to see Obi get back in. So there'll be two more guests. We have David and Obi, and there's going to have four. So are they going to be? I was confused. Are they going to be able to mingle with the?
yeah. From what Julie said, they're going to still be able to do the social game. They're going to be able to walk around the house, interact. The only thing they can't do is participate in any of the challenges and vote.
Yeah, well, that makes it. I guess it makes it. If you're one of the contestants, you only know one is coming back in. Who are you going to be nice to? Or does that person even have? If they get back in the game, it's like, okay, whoever comes back in, we should vote them out right away.
That's usually what they do.
Okay.
That's usually what they go for, and it's probably. I mean, it's a smart move, obviously.
Unless Obi still has his power, then they can't vote him out the first time.
Okay, so now if you're Ovi and you get your shot back into the game, the first thing that's going to happen is Jack and Mickey are going to come to you and say, "Hey, you still have that power." I'm going to deny, deny, deny.
Yeah, I said I don't. They didn't give it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took it away. That's didn't think about that. That'd be the smart move.
I would actually even just come clean and tell the house, yeah, I had a power before,
Yeah,
and obviously I couldn't use it, so I'm available for anybody at this point if you want me in your alliance.
definitely keep it in your back pocket this time. Don't go telling people, hey, if you don't vote for me, I'll. That's if he gets back in. I mean, obviously we don't know what the challenge is going to be to get back in, but I like him. I hope he gets back in. He seems like a nice guy. He did what's coming out when he was talking with Kat when he was there. It was just the two of them. She obviously got out of the chat. Oh yeah, I trust you. You're my friend. You're my buddy. He just kept going on and on. I go, all right, Obi, stop. You're embarrassing yourself now. You got to stop.
Exactly. Well, I mean, would you rather put up with that, or would you rather put up with? Are you conspiring against me? Are you conspiring against me?
Yeah. Well, she stayed in.
She did. She did. I kind of, with the two people that are in Camp Comeback right now. I mean, Ovi's buddy, he really doesn't have it. He's not coming back in with a grudge. I mean, the whole house voted against him.
Right.
Where David is coming back with a grudge.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously it depends who the other two people are that get voted out in the next couple of weeks. But if David can come back in and his opportunity is to kind of tip the scales against the Grateful Alliance, if that even still exists,
right,
I think that's going to make for a good game.
True. And then also it affects the vote too, because the next two people getting voted out, they're going to know that they have a chance to get back in.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful who you vote out, I would think.
I mean, with Jack as the head of house, unless something changes drastically in the house, and unless Jack's personality changes, I think he's going to just put up the weak people. I think he's going to put up the people he's been talking about. I wouldn't be surprised if the nominations this week are not Jessica and Kemi. I think his attitude is going to be, let's just put up somebody that's not in the alliance. And then if there's a power of veto and his alliance wins it, they'll leave it the same.
Yeah.
If somebody gets taken off, he's got another guest he can obviously put up.
Yeah, because I didn't think Chrissy. I thought she was kind of all over the place.
Yeah, I think it's almost like she's a wild card that they can still keep around.
Right.
Whereas, and again, we've only seen 45 minutes of so much of these people's lives, but there's really no bonding going on between, we have to say the strengths of the house are Jack and Mickey at this point.
Right.
And there's really no bonding between, the Jessicas, the Kemmys, the Nicoles,
Holly.
Holly.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to probably just play it safe and look to target some of those people.
Yeah, as long as probably go with as long as it's not me, I'm okay.
Exactly.
Play,
Exactly.
like I said, play. You said earlier, play under the radar. Don't make any waves. Don't rock the boat. I obviously think that's the best way to go. I kind of think that Sam could be in trouble because he might be a threat. They might see him as a threat now. He won the food fight challenge. He's pretty likable. He did good. He did do what he said he was going to do, though. He said he was going to protect Cliff, and he didn't back out on that.
Yeah, it's almost like you have the core alliance, but then kind of like in the neutral zone, you've got your Sams, you've got your Christies, but then on the Klingon side, you've got the people who they're just not even corresponding with.
Well, you had Nick and Tommy in bed with Obi Hurtum talking about the Grateful Alliance. I go, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You have all day to talk about it. Why would you talk about it with someone else in the room? And then Obi hears it, then he thinks he's got the five. What was a Five Alliance?
The Fab Five.
The Fab Five Alliance. I'm like, poor guy. He thought he had an alliance, and I guess he knew once Christie nominated him that he wasn't part of any alliance.
Right.
I would think he's smart enough to know that.
Yeah, he's one of the standouts. He's one of the people that's on the other side. I think, like I said, I can't imagine anything really being too shook up this week. I think they're just gonna, Jack's gonna just use his power to just, get out some of these people that he thinks are weak.
So who do you think, like Nicole and Jessica?
I think he's gonna probably. That's a good, yeah. I think he's going to probably put up Jessica or a Nicole with the possibility of backdooring a Kemi.
Okay.
Or Kimmy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's going to, I think there are a lot of people that are just so far out of that alliance, out of the Cool Kids Club at this point. Because, even people who aren't in the Cool Kids Club are still, Cliff is kind of in there. Cliff is the one that's doing the homework for them.
Right.
But, then you've got Jessica and Kemi who are just, can't even sit at the same lunch table as them.
Yeah. So do you think that maybe Jack this week, since he's head of household, you think he'll come off will it hurt his game? Because now he was pretty demanding when he wasn't head of household. Now he's the head cheese. You think he'll come across as just, all right, it's going to be my way or the highway the rest of the show, that maybe it'll hurt his game even more?
Well, you know what? I almost can't see how anything right now would hurt his game because the core people that are playing with him, the Grateful, anybody that he were to vote out, if he were to put Jessica, if he were to put Kemi up, if he were to put, Holly up, he's really not going to get any blood on his hands. It's not going to really affect his game because they're just so dominant at this point.
Okay. Yeah, because like I said, we saw some small cracks in it last week, so I was just wondering maybe that. I mean, obviously he's safe; he can't go home because he's head of household. But at what point do you go? Okay, if I'm part of the Grateful Eight, okay, all right, we got some power here, but when do we want to take out Mickey? When do we want to take when we have a chance, or we want to take out Jack? Because it's almost like Survivor when you have the two people, the power couple. When is it time to get the power couple out, or do you keep them in there because they're like a shield? They're the strong competitors. Do you keep them in there so that you're,
Yeah, they're it's the more I think about it, it's just such a dominant role that they're in right now because even if you put up, even if somebody were to, let's say next week Jessica wins HOH and she puts up Jack and Mickey, they've got such a dominant group of people, including some of those close people that are not part of the alliance.
Right.
where that if any of those people win the power of veto, they can pull somebody down, either let's say Jack or Mickey, they pull one of them down and somebody else goes up. You still, it's almost like you're in a position where you're still almost controlling the game.
All right. So as of now, you don't see a crack. You don't see it. You see the Grateful Eight, not the Grateful Eight, the Grateful, having the power for at least a few more weeks.
I think so. Yeah, I don't see them. I mean, worst case scenario, let's say Jack and Mickey go up. Mickey wins power of veto, pulls himself down, and then they put up, Tommy. Okay, I think in a situation like that, Tommy goes home. Okay, now we've got a free spot in Grateful. Let's pull Cliff into Grateful so that we have him working in our alliance. We get to that 8 count, and now Cliff is at the bottom of the food chain, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm just thinking how long till some people in the how long till the people in the bottom realize they're on the bottom and say, okay, I've made it this far. Say there's like 10 or 11 people left, or 12 people left. Okay, I need to start making some moves because I don't want to be the 8. It's no good to be the 8. I mean, you've made it to, obviously 8, but the object is to be number 1. So when do you go, okay, I need to make a move here. I need to go against them. So I would think, especially a guy like Cliff, he's pretty smart to know, okay, I played the game. Now I need to really play the game and mix it up.
This is where I think you need to have like a secondary and even a third alliance, and
Right.
you can't have a large alliance.
Yeah.
I think you almost need to work both sides. You need to play as if you're with Grateful, but then also have, those 5 people maybe that can, seize that moment where you can flip the vote on a Jack or on a Mickey, get them out, and now be the dominant alliance in the house.
Yeah, because it does seem like they have, like, Holly doesn't seem to be too vocal. Tommy just seems to be going with the flow.
Yeah.
As of now, Nick Nick seems like going with the flow, but he's a little loose lip with his. Again, like you said, him and Tommy were talking too much. So I guess we'll see what happens. But I like to see it get mixed up. Like I said, I love a strong alliance, but I also like when you have people going, hey, I'm part of your alliance, and then they backstab them.
Yeah, it's one thing I like about the show better than Survivor is there isn't like, in Survivor you have those 2 or 3 tribes that always start out, and there's an allegiance to that tribe after the merge.
Yeah,
we just start with a merge, and it's pretty much every man and woman for themselves at this point.
Yeah,
and it can just next week it can change. I mean, we can tune in this Sunday and find that Grateful is no more. They are now the Grateful Dead.
Yeah. Well, it's to their benefit not to, but human nature. Like you said, you already see some people going, okay, I don't like Jack. He's a bully. He's telling me what to do. I don't like that. And it just, I guess it depends on how far someone gets pushed. And if Jack can't control his attitude behind the scenes, again, like I said, he's safe this week because he's head of household. But I think down the road, if he doesn't tone it down, I think he's going to have to be one of the targets.
Oh, they'd be a fool not to, if there was an opportunity to get him up there, or if there's an opportunity. I mean, it's good that people are realizing what a power force he is in the house.
Right.
Even parts of his alliance. So if there's an opportunity to just backdoor him, and I probably wouldn't do it during these 4 weeks because we know there's an opportunity for him to get back into the house.
Right, exactly.
But once we know, okay, there's no more opportunity, these people are out of the game, that might be a good chance to just backdoor him or Mickey. It's almost like, you've got that bromance going on between him and Mickey. You've got it's a power couple. Break up the power couple.
Well, obviously they want to stay because they're their 2 strongest, most physically physically. But the Jack won the fireworks challenge, and I was doing really. I had the first 3. I go bam, bam, bam. But after that, I was like what? I did get the last one, but after that, I had like 4 in a row where I was like, really? Really?
Yeah, I think I had about 3 or 4, and then I just I said, "There go my chances of being on Big Brother."
Yeah, I tanked it after that. I was like, okay, this is more confusing than because at first I was like, all right, this is way too easy, way too easy. But then they start flashing the different colors and all the different stuff. I mean, but Jack won it, so he's not stupid.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Same with Jessica though. She got very, very far.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
didn't, you know, I was watching as they started eliminating people. I was watching to see who would lock in a quick and correct answer, and she was, except for that last one, she pretty
yeah.
much had a good run there.
Well, she kind of hesitated on that one, didn't she?
Yeah, the last
The
one
last one
she
she
was
got,
iffy.
yeah. But I was like, I actually got the last one, like I said, right. But like I said, there's good 4 or 5 in a row. I was like, come on, come on. But I would hug afterwards. Oh yeah, I'm glad you won. I'm glad you won.
Yeah, you do miss some of the earlier aspects of older versions of Big Brother where everybody was just chummy. You know, the old nomination ceremony, the head of household had it was like a big disc, and the head of household would put everyone's key into the disc,
Yeah,
and one by one they would pull a key out, and they would, you know, thank the person. If your key was pulled out, it means you weren't nominated.
right.
So the last 2 keys that were not there were the 2 people that were nominated. So there was a bunch of thank you for not nominating me. It was almost like it was scripted.
Well, like I said, it's been interesting. I'm looking forward to next week. So if you had to make a guess, who's going to go to Can't Come Back?
I think it's definitely going to be one of those outsiders. I think Jack is going to probably initially target. I think he's going to target Jessica, and I think he's going to target. Ah, geez. I think he's going to target. I think it's going to be Jessica and a wild card. I'm not sure who maybe like a Holly. No, Holly's part of his alliance. I
Nicole,
think it's going
maybe?
to. I'm sorry?
Nicole?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. I think he's gonna put up. Yeah, I think he's gonna put up a Jessica and a Nicole, and he's happy with that. But should somebody win the veto, I think maybe there's a chance he would probably try to backdoor Kimmy.
Now, do you think that Mickey might say, hey, look, we got David over there. He's going to be gunning for me when I come back. Do we need to put someone strong in there in case it's a physical challenge to keep him out? Or at this point, it's just too early to play that way. You say, he comes back, we'll just vote him out again.
Yeah, I think I would probably be the thought process. Yeah, I don't think they're worried about that. I think it might come up, but you know, it's David against the house.
Right.
Unless the house, I mean, David's going to only be, going. At this point, he's only going after Mickey. But once he sees what's going on in the house, I mean, that could change. He could, Mickey could be a later target. And he could be going after Jack. I mean, he's going to definitely see that Jack is a power player right now.
Yeah. All right.
What about you?
I like I said, I pretty much I think Nicole, for whatever reason, I think she'll be a target. And she really doesn't seem to be fitting in. She's definitely not part of the Grateful, and it doesn't seem like they don't need her
Right.
at this point. And I think Jessica would be the other one.
Yeah.
So I think those will be the 2. And then if we have the veto, if nothing gets vetoed, I think it'd probably be Nicole that goes.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
That's my guess off the top of my head. Just so I got to stay with the old guy because I'm an old guy. So I got to stick with Cliff. I got to hope that he makes it. Far. I like him, and so he had a pet skunk. Who doesn't like someone that has a pet skunk? I'm like going, okay, that wouldn't be one of my pets I would ever have, but that.
And if the guy was a fan of Abbott and Costello, hopefully the skunk's name was Stinky.
Yeah. That's it. I think that's all we got.
I think that's it.
Well, we'd like to thank everyone for watching us. Subscribe to us. Tell a friend. Tell even people you don't know. Just if you can share this video, this link, we appreciate it. But we'll be back next week. JP, will you still have your camp comeback hat on?
Are you conspiring against me?
I am, sir.
Unfortunately, no. This hat stays at the beach house.
Oh, okay. Well, enjoy the rest of your time at the beach. Is the weather nice?
Oh, it's been beautiful.
There you go.
I guess you can't see the color in my face.
I see a little bit. I see a little bit of red there. A little bit of red.
Yeah, there's a little bit of red.
Not using the sunscreen, huh?
I might have neglected my face.
Yeah, that's a rookie mistake there.
No, it's been a fantastic trip so far.
I lost you for a second. You disappeared. I thought maybe you just said, "I'm done with this. I'm out of here." But that's all we got, and we'll be back next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.